Welcome in. I'm just getting this last person checked in, and I'll be right with you. My name is Elisa. Feel free to get some of the cookies and milk. We also have tea and some water. And you can see the attendant over there, and she should get you set up. Okay, ma'am, your room number is right here. Let me just turn the screen towards you. Yep, right there. Yes, and then if you just look on the map, yep, right over there. Yep, and then the elevators are, if you just go, yep, right down the hall, and yep, right there. Okay. Hey. And then what was your name? Checking in. Okay. And you are staying for, it looks like you're staying for 6 days. Well, we are so glad to have you here with us. If I'm being honest, we've been having a little bit of trouble trying to get some new faces in. You know, we are a 5-star hotel. We pride ourselves on having that 5th star, but our online reviews have been going down. I mean, honestly, I could tell you a little bit of the reason why. I mean, you know, nothing's confirmed, but I know a little bit of tea, as the kids say. But I'll just go ahead and get you checked in. Where are you coming from? Oh my gosh. Yes. I know that it is a beautiful there in the fall. I have been there. Yeah, see, the interesting thing is I had a friend that was up there, and she was dating a guy, but they ended up not staying together. I heard that's kind of typical for up there. Yeah, they had a dog walker, and the dog, you know, the dog got sick one day, and the walker came to the vet with the couple, and then that's where my friend found out that her boyfriend, she always liked to call him her husband, but it was her boyfriend. They weren't married, and he wasn't really going to propose. So anyway, yeah, so that's where she found out that he was closer to the dog walker than the dog walker was to the dog. Okay, I'm just adding some notes in here. Yes. And these notes are just to let the staff know your preferences. So I saw when you scheduled, you said that you don't want turn down service, but you would like fresh towels every day, which is totally understandable. You know, some people like that shower in the morning every day, shower at nighttime, everyday lifestyle. Oh, also let me get someone to get your bags. Yeah. Yes, Cesar, can you get the bags for this guest right here? Cesar is the best. We started at about the same time. And just make sure you give him a tip, because, you know, we have some people come here and they know it's 5-star, and I know you're paying a lot, but we still like to encourage people to tip, because that's just how we make our money here. I mean, you don't have to tip me, but anybody who's, you know, really doing a service for you, we just encourage you to tip. Okay, and then we also, let me ask you this question right here. Will you be using the spa while you're here? Okay, you will be. Okay, let me pull up our services. Okay. All right. So what are you looking for? Well, if you are asking me, I would recommend, well, I've had a few people go in to see my friend Susanna. Now, Susanna was really good at her job up until recently. Yeah. Well, well, Susanna has a bit of a problem. It's not the typical problem. Susanna has a bit of a walking problem. I know that you may not think that's a problem, but she has been just walking a lot to the point of her getting tired. And we said, Susanna, we're concerned about you, girl. And, well, originally we thought it was walking. But there's a man in the hotels down the street from us. Yes, the ones with the beach view, right on the ocean and everything. She didn't have a walking problem. She was walking down the street to go see him, and we did not know that was why she was walking every day. Every second she would say, "Oh, can I get a 5-minute break? Can I get a 10-minute break? Oh, I'm going for my lunch break." And we're like, well, she is just walking up a storm. But yeah, it was him. The thing is, though, is that man, he actually, he's a competitor of ours. And so, it's really conflict of interest. I really should have reported her, but I chose not to report her because Susanna is my friend. However, I'm going to have a little conversation, a little chit chat with Susanna soon, maybe over tea or brunch this weekend. But I know that, everybody has somebody, that's what my mom always says. There's somebody for everybody, but that somebody can't be for her while she works here. That's just my duty to, tell the management. But before I tell the management, I'm going to try to talk to her and give her a chance to come clean. Anyway, but Susanna's good at her job, but don't let her take a break on you. You know what? Better yet, let me go with Trisha. Yes, she's going to be good. I can get you set up for an all-day package. And so what that includes is you'll get 30 minutes beforehand to enjoy the spa. It's a private spa right in your massage room. And you can be in there for 30 minutes before. They'll set up the bath for you. You'll have all those nice bath products, all the fancy stuff, the naturals, the organics, all of that. And, plant-based, gluten-free, all that good stuff. And so we're gonna put that on there, and then you'll be able to get in and enjoy yourself. And then when you're ready, we'll just knock twice on the door, and Trisha's going to just, say through the door, like, you can go ahead and get ready for your massage, and you'll just get under the warm blankets. Yes, I have had this before. It is so comfortable. I love this treatment. Trisha and Susanna do a great job, but obviously Susanna's been having her issues, so I will go with Trisha. Anyway, I do think that you would really enjoy that, but what I'm also going to do, I'm going to get you booked for a massage. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get you down for our scrub. Oh my gosh, we have the beautiful, most luxurious and rich pumpkin spice scrub. Okay, I'm a fall girly. I love the fall. I know that many people love the fall, and so I think that you would really enjoy it if you're a fall girly like the rest of us. Yes, and so what that includes is it's a scrub, and it's going to be perfectly tailored to your skin needs. So it's a little skin consultation. You get the scrub, you'll get a nice mask. It's a chocolate mud mask that goes with the pumpkin spice scrub. And so what that's going to give you, that's really going to help your skin be exfoliated. And it's also going to give you a nice smooth base to work with. And so that base is going to be good for when you get your next treatment that I'm going to recommend for you, okay? Okay, yes, so we're going to get you for the massage and the pumpkin spice. And then we'll also get you down for the mud mask. And then lastly, we do a little waxing treatment. And so this helps get all that little peach fuzz off your body. And that allows your lotion to get in deeper and for you to be more moisturized. So I'm going to go ahead and sign you up for that one too. Yeah, we're going to sign you up for the works. Okay, and since you're going to be getting multiple treatments done, you will have that room for the rest of the day to sit and relax, okay? So you're going to be able to, put in a new bath bomb. They'll draw a new bath for you, and you'll be able to just relax in there. We do have a self-heating bath, so it will stay nice and warm for you. Somebody will bring you in teas and chocolates. There's a little phone on the wall. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pick up that phone and say, oh, I would like some tea. I would like some water. I'd like some chocolate. Something like that. Okay. And then we have a singles mixer as one of our activities. Are you single, dating, engaged, married, letting go of a married partner? Oh, okay. Oh, so you're coming here. Oh, that's really interesting. Well, you look so young. I would never expect you to be in a relationship that long. Well, how's it going? Well, what are your expectations? Like, are you expecting things to go further soon? Oh, you want them to. Well, see, here's what I say. I say you just lay everything out on the line. Have that conversation. You're never going to be able to move forward if you don't have that conversation. And it is not just up to one person to bring it up. You got to bring it up. If you want to have that conversation, if you want that future with them, you got to bring it up. Yeah. Okay, well, I won't sign you up for the mixer because I know you have a partner. But what I am going to do is I am going to just let you know that I think you should have that conversation while you're here. Okay, it's none of my business. None of my business. I like to say that. It's none of my business. But I if I were you, I would have that conversation. Okay. Well, there was one time where I think that I did not have that conversation, and it was so important for me to have that conversation. I just did not have it, and I never really got closure to understand what that could have been. And so I just always, I like to tell young people, like, just put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just put yourself out there. And if they say no, you just keep on walking. You don't need them. You may want them, but you don't need them, okay? Alright, so we're going to move past the mixer. I really like you. I really do. I really do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Brad and Cesar to bring you a bottle of champagne, strawberries covered in chocolate. Do you like that sort of thing? Okay, strawberries covered in chocolate. Yeah, I think that you definitely deserve it. All right. Well, I want you to have a good girls' weekend, little self-reflection type weekend. And I'm going to go ahead and send that order through. All right. And here's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to walk you through what our resort looks like. Okay. So if you go out around the back, you will see that we have beach access. You know, you will have views of the beach. We have a little area before you get to the beach, so it's beach access. It's not quite beach front, but it is beach access. All right, so you're gonna walk around the back. There's a little patio area, and then you'll have to go down a long boardwalk to get to the beach. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is when you want to go to the pools, we do have an indoor-outdoor pool, but what that means, it does not mean that we have a pool outdoors and indoors. What it means is that we have a pool that when it's warm outside, what we do is we open up a little hatch. It's like garage doors, but they're clear. You open those garage doors and it's an outdoor pool. But then when it's cold outside, then we close those and then it's an indoor pool, okay? But you will have access to that pool no matter what, as long as it's not storming outside, all right? And then, yeah, exactly. And yep, you passed it on the way in. Exactly, you did. Yes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give you a little schedule on when you should expect it to be open and closed. And we'll give you that little itinerary right here. Have that printed off for you. All right, and I'll just give you that. Alrighty. All right, and then what else do you need? I always forget. I've been here so long, but I always forget what you need to know. Oh, the gym. You won't need the gym, girl? Me either. All right, so we'll skip that part then. But if you need it, just come back here, or you can go to level 4. Next, food. Delicious. All right. Do you want me to get you some dinner reservations set? Okay. Yeah, and it's just for you. You're not going to invite anyone. Well, you know, I do think it's nice to sometimes just sit by yourself. You know what my favorite thing is? I love going somewhere just to journal and get my thoughts down and almost have a conversation with myself. Okay. Yeah. I'll get you set up. And then, do you want me to send a journal to your room? All right, I'll get that sent up there. Yeah, I'll have Brad bring that up. Okay, and then lastly, is there anything else that we can get you? Well, okay, I guess if you did want to hear a little bit of the tea, a little bit of the gossip. Well, there was somebody here by the name of Angela. Now, you know, we are a 5-star hotel here, like I told you. So what that means is that we have to have the utmost professionalism. Well, believe it or not, we had a very famous singer-actress come in, okay? Nobody was supposed to know that they were here. Right, exactly. It's private, hush, okay? And so what that meant was nobody was supposed to know they were here, okay? And so, exactly, that's not the type of thing you say to anybody. Well, Angela, she was a part of the receptionist staff like me. And so she wasn't supposed to tell anybody. But then she told Brad, and honestly, I think Brad probably should have gotten in trouble for this too, but you know how those things go. And so she tells Brad, and Brad tells a customer. Yes, exactly, someone staying at the inn. And then that customer tells multiple customers. So next thing you know, the next day when I'm supposed to be checking this person in, we have a crowd of 150 guests. Yes, 150 people standing out in my lobby looking for this actress. It was unbelievable. And so, yeah, Angela was straight up fired. I didn't have much of a hand in it. I did have to tell management. But that's what we're supposed to do. I couldn't let that one fly. It really did disturb the actress and her squad. Her little group of people. They were really upset, and we're supposed to be a 5-star. We're supposed to keep those things hush hush. So yeah. Well, okay. Well, I'm so glad I get you checked in, and if you ever want to have a little conversation, a little more, just swing by my desk. If you want to just hear a little more gossip. I don't like to call it gossip. Gossip has such a negative connotation, but it is just it's chit chat and it's girl talk. Everybody does it. Isn't that the same thing that, when they're throwing those footballs, they talk about the footballs and all the peoples and where they're going and where they're not going. That's all gossip too. That's the way I see it. All right, well, if you need anything else, you just ask for Lisa. That's me. All right. Okay, you have a good time now. All right, bye-bye. Bye. I'll see you later.